Okay, so in this director's commentary, I'm going to be talking about how my music video used conventions, developed them, and also challenged them, because our group certainly did all three of these. I'm going to be talking about my own knowledge as well as relating back to my research, and I'm also going to be highly comparing our video to Goodwin's theory, which I'll quickly remind you of in a second. So from this, you'll be able to see what sort of techniques we used, and also we're gonna I'm gonna be evaluating as I go along, so saying how well I think we did this or how effectively this worked. So yeah, with that, let's start with Goodwin's theory quickly. So Andrew Goodwin's theory states that there are links between lyrics and visuals, links between music and visuals, characteristics of the genre, which in our case is indietronica, intertextual references, notions of looking, voyeurism, the demand of the record label, and either a performance, narrative, or concept-based music video. So essentially, this applies to most music videos, and as we go along, I will be discussing if our video fits with his theory or not. Immediately at the start of the video, we're introduced to this very mysterious, kind of dreamlike colour scheme, and this was done using Magic Bullet in Final Cut. It's quite a hazy colour grading, and all the colours seem to be desaturated, and this links very well with the music because the music's sort of dreamlike and surreal and quite relaxing as well. So therefore we have this straightaway agreement with Goodwin's theory because our music video does fit this idea that there's a link between the music and visuals. So this is a convention that we stuck to throughout the whole video. A common convention of most music videos, as also noted by Goodwin's theory, is that the notions of looking and the voyeurism, they link with the main artist. So especially in modern music videos, the main artist is presented in normally a sexual or sort of model-like way, so we're supposed to look up to them. But what's interesting is we challenge this idea, so up until this point we haven't actually seen the lead singer's face. So rather than be presented as something amazing, he's being presented as something mysterious and godlike. So this straightaway challenges the conventions. And also in his lip syncing scenes, the black background also makes him seem quite dark, so we're not really sure what he's up to. So that again doesn't support Goodwin's theory. So that's an element we challenged, and we think that it works quite well with our video because our video is very surreal in terms of the colours and the rewind back in time, but we wanted to ground it in reality, so to show not everything's perfect and you can't always tell what people's personalities are like. So this is why we chose to not show his face up until this point. Also, another common feature of music videos and also short films and narratives in general is binary oppositions, and we kept this idea as well. So we've got, as you'll see to come, the idea that there's alcohol versus non-alcohol, but in this case we've got light versus dark. So there's such a startling difference between the light daytime scenes and the lip syncing scenes that take place at night. The difference is extremely noticeable, but we think that this helps aid the narrative, and this is again another typical convention of most music videos. That scene there where the boy and the girl look up at each other, I would say that that's voyeurism between the characters, so not just for the audience. We know that there's going to be some sort of connection between them, so it's as if we're looking into their relationship, and that's a convention of music videos, the fact that characters use eye contact to tell their emotions. It also links with Laura Mulvey's theory of the male gaze, because we can tell that by him looking at her he likes her, or we think that she likes her. Obviously later on we find out that that's not the case, but from this point you can just tell that something is going to happen with their characters. Also notice how the majority of the shots are in fact close-ups. We found that from our planning and research that most music videos, in fact about 90% of their shots are probably close-ups, if not of the artists, of the main characters in the narrative. And I wouldn't say that our video uses 90%, as the point of close-ups is to show emotions, but here we wanted to actually show what was going on as well, so that's why we didn't use so many. But I would agree that most of our shots are close-ups, if not of people's faces, of things like alcohol bottles or lanterns, just to emphasize key pieces of mise-en-scène in the story. And that's definitely a convention of music videos, focusing on particular objects to reinforce the idea that it's going to have some relevance to the video. So where we sort of branched out was in the editing as well. Like here you can see that there's some jump cuts, and jump cuts aren't normally found in the Indietronica genre in the music, because in this case as well it's quite relaxed. You wouldn't expect jump cuts, so we've kind of challenged what you're seeing on the screen with what you're hearing, because jump cutting doesn't actually fit with the music, but here we felt it was necessary because we want to convey the fact that she's drunk a lot in a short amount of time, and this just adds to the effect that it's quite frantic and she's been drinking a lot. And while jump cuts are mainly used in things like rock, not R&B, Skrillex sort of music, where it's very heavy and intense, and we thought it was necessary here, even though we've not chosen that genre of music. Our narrative itself as well is quite challenging. While the ideas of alcohol and non-alcohol is very conventional in music videos, we've decided to add our own sort of twist by adding a conceptual idea, the fact that it's possible for two outcomes to happen, and we've shown this through the rewind and the fact that it redoes the option. Now this is something you don't normally see in music videos. You don't normally see a narrative that jumps about a lot and requires the audience to think. So we thought by doing this it would make the video more original, and while it was a little bit risky, we think that we managed to convey the ideas well, and from audience feedback it's clear that they understood what we meant.